Well, good evening, folks. Dave Jorgensen here on the Super Affiliate Network Marketing Video Challenge. And I'm here with number 47. And I'd like to entitle this, You Never Know. You never know when something might happen to interrupt your routine or your plans to move ahead. This story that I'd like to share with you tonight happened in the late summer of 1979. My third year of driving, I had been working for this one company for, about 3 years even, just about. And anyway, I was planning on taking a break and going back to school. Actually, my plans were to go to school and not drive log truck anymore. But, you know the story of my life. I'm back and forth looking for green grass, quitting when I start. And anyway, so this guy, one time I pulled into Hoopaw there. Back when they had mills in Hoopaw. It was right beside our shop yard. And I came in there with a load of logs and was getting it dumped. And anyway, I got all done and I was getting ready to get in the truck and go load the trailer up and take it back over to the shop. And this guy from the Forks of the Salmon, the guy that owned the store, and they had family all over up there. Anyway, he approached me about driving his truck. You know, I don't know why he wanted me to drive for him, but anyway, he wanted me to drive his truck for him. And anyway, I told him, well, I said, you know, I'm planning on leaving this fall and going back to school. He said, that's okay, just drive for me. Well, actually, this happened earlier in the summer because I drove for him for a couple months or so before I went back to school, or went to school for the first time. And so I did. I gave my notice to my boss. He already knew I was going to quit anyway. And this job paid percentage. It didn't pay by the hour. I think they paid 30% or something like that. And the haul was set up for the trucks to make money. It was set up for a trip and a half a day, which means that every other day you dump 2 loads, and the other day you dump a load and pick up another one and dump it the next day. Anyway, it kind of rotated around. And it was pretty good money. But it just so happened that the mill worked till about midnight. Anyway, they had a night shift, and so we could dump long hours. And that's usually what keeps you from really making a lot of trips, and sometimes, because some of these mills quit 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So when you got on a haul like that, it was nice. So there was a couple of us guys. We were doing, what I would do is 2-trip it, Monday through Thursday. I'd have my 8 loads in, and then Friday I'd just go get 1 load. And so we'd get it, what I did is, because I lived, on the road, I parked an old car down in our churchyard downtown, and on the way home, I'd run up the house and get a shower and get my lunch and stuff for the next day, and get in the truck and go on back up to the landing. They had a big fire up there in the Forks of the Salmon area, and they were logging all that burned stuff. And we'd get up there in the middle of the night, and then I'd stretch across the seats of the truck to sleep. And we told some of the other guys, if you ever want to be first in the morning, go ahead. We'll let you go. We don't have to be first every day, but none of them were trying to get 2 loads a day, so they knew what we were doing, and they were pretty happy about it. And so anyway, this went on. People were saying, well, how are you doing it? Because, it was 18, 19, 20 hours a day. And we'd rest on the weekend. But anyway, one day I was coming down. I got loaded, and I was coming down the river. Now, the Salmon River Road is about 18 miles up to the Salmon River. I think, or was it 15? I don't remember. But anyway, 1-lane road. Some places it was a little wider, but then they had the place where they called the Bluffs. 1 lane, with a few pullouts. But we had so many trucks on the road back then that we knew almost when we were going to meet a car, because the guy ahead of you a mile or two would meet a car, and he'd tell you, so you could just about guess about where you're going to meet him. And so it worked out pretty good that way. But I was coming down with this starting down the upper side of the Bluffs. The Bluffs came out to a point, and then they came back around. And I noticed that I was bumping the bank. And I'm like, that is so weird. I'm not cutting it. I'm just going, because it wasn't much curves there. But I'm thinking to myself, man, oh man, boss is going to wonder what you're doing. You can't even drive. Then all of a sudden, I hit the bank. Boom! Came to a stop. So I got out, and I went back and looked, and lo and behold, the reach had broken. The reach is that big, long, square, rectangular tube made out of steel. It's hollow inside. Anyway, it had broken right where it goes in through the trailer. And, it had probably evidently been cracked, and I hadn't noticed it. So, you're supposed to be checking all this stuff out. But that is something that don't happen very often. I mean, you don't go check for a crack every time you turn around. Anyway, so here I am blocking traffic. They had to come down there and get that load, with axle back around there somehow and get it. And they got me out to the point where they could get the logs off. But, that goes for business too, If that reach had broken on the other side, I wouldn't be telling this story. That is a fact. Because it was only 200 or 300 feet straight down into the Salmon River. No bumps or anything. I mean, you just go. You go off there, you've kissed life goodbye. And we used to race up and down that river. I tremble driving up there in a car now. Of course, you don't know when you're going to meet anybody, because there's no radio traffic hardly at all on that road now. There's, all the logging's been shut down up in that area. The gas station there in town used to make a fortune on truck tires, because there was a lot of traffic up and down that Salmon River for years and years. And that was about the last year they had much up there, getting that burn out of there, because everything's been shut down. But I wouldn't be here if that reach had broke on the other side. It would have taken me, truck, logs, and all, right to the bottom, straight, with nothing to break your fall or anything. And but anyway, it's the same way when you're in business. You never know what's going to happen. What kind of hoops the devil's going to throw in there. The devil tried to get me because he didn't want me going into the ministry. That's one of the reasons, I believe, anyway. But it just, you never know when the electricity is going to go out just as you want to do something. So don't procrastinate on doing what you need to do. Um, you could have bad signals. Anyway, be prepared. Watch out for what's ahead, and don't put everything off to the last minute. Just keep ahead of yourself and keep taking action. So if you get stalled a little bit, it isn't going to kill your business. But you have to pay attention. You have to take massive action. You have to take continuous massive action. And that way, these little pitfalls and stuff aren't going to affect your business. If you're wanting to know more about my business and why I'm here and what it's all about, just click the link below. Check it out and join me. I'd be glad to have somebody join me, because you join me, your future's going to be different too, just like mine. I love y'all. Bye for tonight. Bye.